An undergraduate nuclear engineering program is by far one of the most difficult engineering programs overall. And I say this because it's not only the program difficulty, but it's the courses that are extremely challenging. And then on top of that, you have course loads like 6 courses per semester for 4 years that also take up a lot of your time. So it's time intensive. It has a strong program difficulty in terms of individual courses, which makes it a fun and challenging program. All right, so you may think it was like the Hunger Games. It was a little bit less intense, but equally challenging. So in this video, I'm gonna rank all of the program courses in nuclear engineering from S rank, which is the most difficult, all the way down to F, which is the easiest. And I'll go through these in detail. So if you're someone that's looking to enroll in a nuclear engineering program and considering a career in there in the nuclear energy industry, this is a good resource for you to look at exactly what types of courses you're gonna be encountering in this program, but also potentially different areas which you would have to learn about in the field, right? So if you're in the nuclear energy industry and you have a background in mechanical or electrical engineering, this video will also be an important resource for you to get an overview of what I learned when I took the nuclear engineering course in my undergrad. All right, so before we jump in this video, we're gonna start off with the 4th year courses. And the reason why is because those courses are generally harder, more difficult, and also more specialized toward nuclear. As you approach toward 1st year, you see more general courses which mechanical engineers and electrical engineers also have. So if you are 1st year, maybe start with the end of the video. In the bottom below, you do have a timeline which has all the courses and also chunked into year by year. So if you're interested, go there below. Also, another important resource in the link below is a course map. All right, so I'm following the nuclear engineering undergrad program in Ontario Tech University. So Ontario Tech University is the only university to offer an undergraduate program in nuclear engineering. There's a few other universities that offer it as well in the United States and also across the world as well. So, however, I'm going to be focusing on the nuclear engineering undergrad program, which is specialized toward nuclear energy production. The way I'm going to be evaluating these courses is through the experiences of the course content itself. So I'm going to be judging based on how challenging it is, also the amount of content that you have to get through. Okay, so this includes assignments, exams, and whatnot as well. However, remember, this video is subjective. It's based off my personal experiences. Other individuals may have experienced the same course, but find it more difficult than the other or find it more easy than the other. So remember, it is a subjective experience. So I'm not only basing these course difficulty and rankings based off my own personal experiences, but also this is more of a generalized evaluation of my peers as well and kind of the feedback that I received throughout my undergrad. Hey friends, my name is Osama. If you're new to my channel, I have a background in nuclear engineering, and on this channel, I help demystify nuclear technologies by simplifying them. I also provide educational resources for those interested in a career in the nuclear energy industry and also those that want to study nuclear engineering. All right, so let's jump in. So let's start off with 4th year. Yes, 4th year is pretty damn difficult. If you think that the last year is the easiest, which I don't know why a lot of engineers have this wrong perception, including me, I had this as well. It is a very challenging year. 3rd year is by far the most difficult, but 4th year in terms of content is challenging. So let's start off with the easy one, ethics, law, and professionalism for engineer. I give that an F. It's super easy, very, very simple. Every single engineer in Ontario, or actually in Canada, I believe, has to take this ethics course. You're learning about ethical code of engineering. You're also learning about just what it means to be an engineer, the history of engineering. So overall, very easy, very simple. There's a couple assignments here and there. All right, so number 2 is nuclear plant safety design. All right, so nuclear safety is such an important part of the nuclear energy industry. Nuclear safety includes, environmental assessments that are done. It includes different shutdown systems. It includes logics and kind of safety preparation plans that are there for nuclear power. So it's not a very, very challenging course. I would say by course content, it's relatively simple. However, there are some challenging assignments. There are some challenging obstacles that are there. So I would say that it's not too easy, but it's not too difficult either. I would give this an A. All right, next is nuclear power systems. Nuclear power systems course is a new course. This wasn't offered in my undergrad. However, I think nuclear power systems is really valuable to those that are going into operations and also for those that are interested in reactor design. Okay, so nuclear power systems, I would give that a B. This is based on some of the undergrads that I've spoke to and kind of getting a good idea of the difficulty of this specific course. All right, next is nuclear fuel cycles. Nuclear fuel cycles is all about nuclear fuel, right? So from the enrichment processes that take place, MOX fuel, DUPIC, right? There's so many types of fuel sources for conventional nuclear power reactors, but also future generation 4 reactors. And it's great to learn about the fuels, how they're manufactured, how the supply chain process works, the mining process. Like genuinely, I loved this course. So in terms of course content, it is pretty simple. It's not too difficult. However, I find that there were challenges with the exam, the assignments. So it's not a very, very easy bird course for sure. However, the content is pretty valuable. It's not extremely technical. So it's easy to understand. It's not too difficult. Rank this as A. All right, so the last course on my list is an engineering elective that I had a chance to take, which is nuclear fusion. All right, so nuclear fusion is a 4th year course. It's an engineering elective that you can take alongside many other electives. So nuclear fusion is definitely one of my favorite courses. And the reason why is because it's such a unique technology. You can't find resources on the internet. It's very difficult in one area which condense this course content like this one. I also had a really good instructor for this. However, you're learning about projects like ITER, you're learning about different research facilities across the world which are trying to achieve this goal of developing this nuclear fusion technology. There is a technical element to this course as well. For example, the physics behind the tokamak reactor, right? So learning the physics behind the tokamak and doing calculations as well. However, it's not all calculation driven. A lot of it is theoretical as well. So I would say it is a challenging course. However, I enjoyed it, and overall the peers that I worked closely with also really enjoyed this course as well. So I would give this course a B ranking. All right, let's move on to the second semester in 4th year. We have the first course. We'll start off with strategic management for professionals. And you'll say that strategic management for professionals, why does a person in the nuclear engineering undergrad need this course? Well, the reason why is because it is extremely valuable. Many of the areas in the nuclear energy industry are strategic initiatives. And it's great to have a strategy course which can help you develop that mindset, learn about business practices and principles. I would say it was extremely valuable for myself because I love this type of role in the industry. I got a chance to actually work in a strategy department while working in the nuclear energy industry. So I would say that this is extremely fun. This course, having that business course, I really enjoyed it. It's very simple, very interactive class activities. Professor was amazing as well. Overall, I would rank this course as a C. The reason why is because there's a lot of reports that you have to write. There's a lot of writing. So overall, my peers did find all that writing challenging. So for a lot of assignments, for the final exam, for the midterms as well. However, I'm one of those rare engineers that likes writing. So for me, it was enjoyable. However, I would rank this as a C. It's not very, very easy. It's not a bird course. However, it's not insanely difficult in terms of theory. There is quite a bit of work to it. Okay, number 2 is risk analysis methods. All right, risk analysis is also really important for nuclear engineers, right? Because there's a lot of theory behind risk. It's a whole program in the nuclear energy industry. There's a whole approach when it comes to evaluating risk and mitigating risks. I would say that this is a very important course which can teach you really the theory and logic behind risk. Okay, so this is also a transferable skill that's used in the aerospace industry and many other industries which take risk seriously. Like I said, course content is not extremely difficult. It's not extremely easy either. I would give this a C. Okay, next is radioactive waste management design. All right, so if you're in the nuclear energy industry, if you want to work in this industry, nuclear waste and radioactive waste management is a really big topic. It's a really hot topic, especially with all the decommissioning programs that are initiating across the world. But I would say if you want to learn about deep geological repositories, if you want to learn about how nuclear waste is managed, like low-level waste, intermediate level waste, high-level waste. Also, you want to learn about the public policy side, right? Like, so how you can engage with the public to effectively communicate these thoughts across. So it is quite technical as well, this course. Majority of it is technical. However, there is a slim area where you can kind of learn about that public perceptions and policy type of approach as well. So overall, I would rank this course as an A, one of the most important courses that I've taken in my undergrad. All right, so next is nuclear plant design and simulation. So nuclear plant design and simulation is quite a technical course, right? You're using different softwares like Dragon, or you're using various modeling methods to determine, fuel burnups. Honestly, a lot of these programs are very difficult, right? They're very, very challenging. And for the majority of people, there are some people that really enjoy them and find them quite easy. However, in this course, you're applying theory that you've learned in the first 2 to 3 years of the program, right? So you're applying nuclear physics applications. You're applying your knowledge of nuclear fuel cycles and kind of burnup and many other theories and methods. You're also applying the NPO mindset, the nuclear plant operations. So this course, you need all the other courses in order to have a strong understanding and kind of be successful in this course overall. Overall, this course I would rank as an A. Okay, next is hydrogen fuel cell design. This is another elective that I had the chance to take in my undergrad. Okay, so hydrogen fuel cells is definitely a big future application for buses, for remote communities, for many other areas across the world. So what I would say is hydrogen fuel is going to be produced in nuclear power reactors in the future, like generation 4 reactors. It's a fuel source of the future. You definitely want to take this course because it will help you develop those transferable skills and transferable knowledge that you can apply to other industries as well, okay? Or other companies which are focusing on this technology. Overall, it's an easy course. It's an engineering elective that you can take. It's pretty easy. It's not too difficult concepts to understand. So overall, I would rank this as a D. So you will notice that in the first and second semester, I didn't have 6 courses. And the reason why is because there are extra courses that you take in first and second year, like that are electives, like psychology and sociology. And personally, I don't think that this is too relevant for this specific video. Let's jump into third year. Third year starts off with strengths of material. Okay, strengths of materials is a course which is important for all engineers. Okay, like for example, if you're looking to do bridge building, if you're looking to do any sort of design which involves the testing of materials, it's important, right? So this is a very calculations driven course. So if you like calculations, if you like your math, which a lot of nuclear engineering undergrads love, it's going to be easy. However, if you're more of a theoretical type of person, if you don't necessarily like practicing mathematics, you're going to find it difficult, okay? And it's similar to a second year course that's called structures and properties of materials. However, it's building upon that course. So overall, I would rank this course as a relatively easy course. However, not too easy. It's not an F. However, it is a D. All right, next is scientific instrumentation. Scientific instrumentation, if you want to work in a lab environment, if you want to work in academia, if you want to ever do a lot of research and working with instrumentation that is available in a laboratory, this is a very essential course that you're going to have to take. It is very hands-on as opposed to most courses in university in nuclear engineering, which are very theoretical. If you're a hands-on person, if you really enjoy really working with your hands, kind of working in a lab environment, twinkering and, with different things, you're going to like this course. Okay, it's going to be easy for you. However, if you're more of a theoretical person, remember the TAs, the teaching assistants are very helpful. You're going to have your classmates there as well. There's instruction manuals for each lab. So remember, it's not too hard, but it's not too easy either. Overall, I would rank this course as a C. Next course is heat transfer. And by far, this is one of the most difficult courses in third year. It's definitely not an S rank course. I would say in between an A rank and an S rank. It's quite difficult. And the reason why is because you're building on different concepts that you learned in second and third year and first year. For example, you're taking fluid mechanics, you're taking thermodynamics, and then you're also taking practical theory that you've learned, such as in nuclear power plant operations, and you're applying all of that in this course. I know people that have dropped this course or had challenges with this course, and the reason why is because it's both complex and there's a lot of material that you have to catch up with, okay, which makes for a killer combination. So overall, I would say that it's a really important course as well, because in the nuclear energy industry, it's all about transfer of heat. It's about taking heat from the core, transferring it to steam generators, and then using the steam to spin turbines, right? That's how you create electricity. And to understand in depth about heat transfer is essential. Okay, so overall, I would say really fun course. I had a really good time with this course. However, I would say in terms of difficulty, I would rank this in between an A and an S. All right, so next is the most important course in undergrad nuclear engineering. If you were to tell me what is the most important course, Osama, in the entire program, I would say it is NPO, Nuclear Power Plant Operations. All right, and the reason why is because understanding how a nuclear power plant operates is bread and butter of what you do in the nuclear energy industry. So even if you have a background in mechanical or electrical or chemical engineering, and you're trying to understand what is the most important or value add course that I can take, even if it's with externally, it's going to be this course, Nuclear Power Plant Operations. The reason why it is difficult, I would say, is because there's a lot of course readings. You're going to have to catch up. You're going to have to keep up with this course, right? And it takes time for the mind to absorb all these concepts. However, remember, you're going deep into every single area of the nuclear power plant. You're going deep into the fuel channels and kind of how the reactor is controlled. You're going to the reactivity control devices. You're going into the secondary side. So you're learning about valves and different steam systems. You're learning about safety systems. You're learning about reactor logic. You're learning about, the 3 golden rules of nuclear safety. So the whole theory behind nuclear safety, right? So there's a lot that you have to know. The assignments, I found them quite challenging, right? They were not very easy. And then lastly, I would say overall, the course content is pretty simple, right? It's not very, very math heavy. It's theoretical, right? So overall, I would say that this course is an A rank. I spent a lot of my that semester, just keeping up with that course. So it's fun, it's valuable, but it's challenging. Okay, next is environmental effects of radiation. All right, so environmental effects of radiation is really important for those that want to pursue a career in radiation protection. If you like RP, if you like radiation protection, if you want to go into health physics, this is a really important course. You're learning about radiation. You're learning about different types of radiation that's out there in the environment and learning through case studies, right? Like Chernobyl, like Fukushima, like many other incidences which aren't as popular across the world. Overall, I would say that the course content I found very easy to understand and I enjoyed it a lot. Maybe because I took biology in high school and a lot of the dots were connecting for me. However, if you don't have a biology background and you only focused on kind of the chemistry and the physics side, you're going to have a little bit more challenge understanding certain concepts, okay? okay, when it comes to the body and anatomy and how that is linked to that of radiation effects. But in general, I think the course content is very easy. However, there's a lot of content. The amount of content and the assignments that you have to do, for example, writing reports, it's going to add to the difficulty. So overall, I would rank this course as a C. Okay, so we're in the next semester now, and the next semester starts with engineering economics. All right, engineering economics is a very simple course. Every engineering student has to take this course. Okay, engineering economics, you're learning about project management. You're learning about the economics of a nuclear facility. And there's a lot of calculations as well that they're going to test you on in terms of the final exam. So overall, I would say that it's a fairly easy course. I would rank it as an F. Now we're at Integrated Engineering Laboratory. Integrated Engineering Laboratory is another interesting course that's kind of like scientific instrumentation. It's a lot of in-lab testing, a lot of in-lab design. So if you like AutoCAD, if you like SolidWorks, if you like NX, you're gonna enjoy this course. But there's a lot of lab work and report writing as well, and analysis. I remember designing blades for a wind turbine and then actually getting to test them in our wind chamber. So this was a really fun part of the course. So if you're someone that is really hands-on, you like the design aspect in engineering, you're gonna love this course. However, if you're more of a theoretical person, you may find this a bit challenging. Overall, I would rank this course as a B because I don't think it had a final exam and everything was in lab. So overall, yeah, I would rank it as a B. Okay, number 3 is reactor control. Okay, reactor control is, I would say, another A-level course because the concepts are challenging. You know, you're dealing with different reactor control principles. So overall, I would say that I would rank this as an A. All right, so the next course is, out of third year, the most difficult and challenging course, which is corrosion for engineers. Why is corrosion important? Why are we learning this in the nuclear energy industry? The reason why is because a nuclear power plant lasts around 60 years operational lifetime. And if it's a can-do, that's 30 years. After refurbishment, 60 years. However, in that time, there's a lot of corrosion going on within the plant itself. For example, the primary heat transport system, the steam generators. There's areas which, there's buildup of different oxides inside the inner aspects of the power plant. And in nuclear utilities, you have chemistry groups which are responsible for making sure that the reactor is being maintained and the chemistry inside the reactor ensures that it lasts 60 years. Okay, so remember, it's not only the operators, but it's also the chemistry department, which is helping us understand how do we extend the life of this reactor. There's also a lot of things that happen during the life of a reactor, like chemical cleans of inside of a power plant, right? To remove a lot of the built up deposits. Okay, so yeah, a power plant's kind of like a living, breathing creature. Okay, so there's a lot of chemistry involved that you're gonna have to reflect on, and it's difficult. So I would say this course, the concepts are extremely challenging. The calculations are extremely challenging as well. However, there's not as much course content as maybe the other courses. Overall, it's very different from anything that you've done in high school or first and second year. So I would say that just because it's very different and the application and calculations are so challenging, I would rank this course as an S course. Okay, so the last course on our list here for second semester is nuclear reactor design. Nuclear reactor design is a challenging course. There's a lot of assignments, there's a lot of work that you have to do in order to design or understand the design elements that go into a nuclear power reactor. And these are really important, especially if you want to work for a small modular reactor company, which is advanced reactor companies, which are designing different nuclear power plant types. So in terms of application of the theory, it is quite challenging, but it's really fun as well. Overall, I would rank this course as an A. Okay, so it's second year now, which is pretty tough year as well. It's not as tough as third year, but it is pretty challenging, especially for the age group that you're going to be in. You're going to be 19, 20 at that time. We're going to start off with electric circuits. Electric circuits is definitely in between an A or S class because it is very different from what you're anticipating. You're learning about circuits. They are challenging, right? You're going to have to do a lot of the math or the unique math that goes on while calculating different resistances, different currents, different voltages, and application of theory in that sense. It's much more than Ohm's law that you learn in kind of high school physics. It's times 100 or 1000. I remember the exams and midterms, the average grades were around 10 or 15% at times, which for a lot of students, that's something that we're not used to seeing. So I would say that this is a very challenging course. It's not really easy, and definitely put putting you outside of your comfort zone. However, it's really important for us because as nuclear engineers, it's really important to get a little bit of that electrical engineering knowledge as well, just so that if you ever want to change careers or you want to work in a department which is electrical heavy, it's an important course to take. All right, so the next course is problem solving, modeling, and simulation. Modeling and simulations are really important in the nuclear power industry, okay? You're using different softwares to model different processes, right? And you're also doing different problem solving methods, utilizing those as well. Okay, so this course is pretty easy. I don't think there was too much of a challenge. There are lab elements in this course. So yeah, overall, I would say that not a very challenging course. It's a really important course in order to understand various aspects of nuclear energy industry, but also other industries out there that use problem solving and modeling for safety systems, for operations, for different risk programs. I would rank this course as a D, okay? It's not super easy, but it's not super difficult either, but a little bit more on the easier side. All right, the next course is structures and properties of materials. This course is taken by both mechanical engineering and manufacturing engineering students as well. Structures and properties of materials is really important. You're learning some really preliminary course material, like for example, stress, strain, and how materials respond to different stresses that are put on them. There is a lab element in this course as well. However, I would say that it's a very simple course. I would rank it as a D. All right, so the next course is differential equations for engineers. I took this course in summer school, right? I know a lot of people, and even in different schools, that get a chance to take this and fast track this course, differential equations. However, this is kind of a buildup of calculus and also linear algebra, which you take in first year, okay? Differential equations, I would say, is not very challenging. If you didn't find calculus or linear algebra challenging, you won't find this course challenging either. Overall, I would rank this course as a B. I actually found it a lot easier than both calculus and linear algebra. It was very simple, very easy. Just practice, just do your homework, just practice, right? And you'll be successful. Okay, next is intro to nuclear physics. All right, so nuclear physics, this was a difficult course. It was challenging. There's a lot of theory, but also a lot of practice that you're gonna have to put into this course. A lot of calculations as well. So remember, nuclear physics, the reason why a lot of folks find this challenging is because it's very difficult to conceptualize the concepts. You're learning about, prompt neutrons. You're learning about so many interesting concepts that you are not really usually exposed to. So I would say that it is definitely an A rank course. I wouldn't say it's S class because it's not insanely difficult. However, it is definitely an A class. All right, so next is fluid mechanics. And fluid mechanics is taken by mechanical engineers as well. Okay, fluids is definitely a challenging course, right? It's not easy. Imagine physics, but times 10. Okay, you're using physics, okay, but also application of different theories and different principles, right? So you're learning a lot more concepts when it comes to the movement of liquids, okay? And this is really important down the line, especially when you're in those third and fourth year courses, which are more focused toward nuclear energy applications. Because remember, in a nuclear reactor, it's all about movement of water from the reactor core to steam generators, and then movement of, fluids in the condensers. Even in history, fluid mechanics has been a really important part of human history, because humans, we take water from aqueducts and underground repositories, but also kind of like mountains, and we create systems which pipe this water into different areas within cities, which give you access to clean drinking water. So there's a lot of interesting math that goes behind. It's not as simple as it looks. Overall, I would rank this as an A. It's very similar to heat transfer and thermodynamics in terms of difficulty. All right, so next is numerical methods. Numerical methods is pretty easy course, I would say. Overall, you're using programs like MATLAB as well. So I would rank this course as an F. All right, so next is thermodynamic cycles. Thermodynamics is a challenging course. The content is very difficult and there's a lot of it. All right, so this is primer, like I said, thermodynamics for that of heat transfer, okay? So remember, this course is really important, especially when you're gonna build upon it, okay? So don't forget, after second year summer, because third year you're going to be utilizing it. This course is taken by mechanical engineers as well because it's so important, right? Thermodynamics is the movement of heat, okay? It's similar to fluid mechanics, but quite different, right? There's different cycles that nuclear power reactors and power generation usually use, like Rankine cycle, there's Brayton cycles. So overall, I would say it's a really important course, especially if you're in the nuclear energy industry to take, and it's challenging. So I would rank this as an A, okay? I know a lot of folks that took this course in undergrad and failed it. I know a lot of people that are repeating this course as well. So from this judgment, I would say it's quite difficult. I found found it quite easy, not easy, but I would say I found it challenging, but not insanely difficult. However, I would say that many may have found this as in between A or S class. I would rank it as an A. Okay, next is radiation protection. Radiation protection is similar to environmental effects of radiation. However, it is more theoretical in a sense, more numbers driven. Okay, so radiation protection is really important if you're going to be going into a health physics stream or want to do a minor in health physics. Remember, there's different types of radiation, and also other than different types of radiation, you're going to have to do different calculations to figure out how radiation interacts with the human body. You know, how much accumulated dose are you taking up? How is radiation measured? There's a lab component in this course as well. So overall, I would rank this course as a B. The next course is an S class course, okay? And this course is nuclear reactor kinetics. In all of second year, this is going to be the most challenging course you're going to take. It's the gatekeeper course, okay? Nuclear reactor kinetics is difficult because you're building off nuclear physics. You're building off nuclear physics, and I remember making the formula sheet for this course, and I swear to you, the font was like 2, and I had back and forth sheets full of equations. I wish I have, a picture of these equations because it would scare you. In this course, you're using Greek alphabets that I didn't even know existed. They're being used for different properties in a nuclear reactor. I would say that this course is very complex. It's very, very, very complex and has a lot of content. And just like that mix between complexity, content, and also things that you're not necessarily exposed to day to day. So if you do want a career in nuclear physics or, nuclear kinetics, I know some of my friends actually went down this route. If you love physics, this course is going to be a little bit easier for you. Overall, I would say it's an S-ranked course. It's fun, but it's challenging. All right, the last course that I have for second year is stats, so statistics and probability for engineers. Now, stats is taken by business majors. It's taken by many different science undergrads as well. However, statistics for engineers is more difficult as compared to statistics taken by business students or science students. Statistics is quite simple, but there's a lot of content. I remember it was a pretty challenging course. I would rank this course as a B, okay, from my perspective. However, remember, it's not only nuclear engineering students that are taking it, but also mechanical engineers and many others. Okay, last but not least is first year. Remember, first year for nuclear engineering students is pretty much a duplicate of mechanical engineers and electrical engineers. However, we have 1 or 2 courses which are a bit different. So I'm going to start off with technical communications. Very easy course. It teaches you how to write emails to professors. It teaches you kind of the lingo that is used to technically communicate. So I would say that it is a very, very, very easy course. You're going to be writing some essays as well. So if you find that difficult, just be ready for it. You're also going to be working in groups to write different reports, get a taste of that group work as well. So I would say it is probably between an F and a D. Okay, number 2 is environmental science. Environmental science is a really fun course, right? It's that one of those multiple choice type courses which are almost like freebies, right? However, really important as well. Environmental science is not nuclear specific. However, it's taken by science students as well. I would say it is an F course. Super easy, super simple concepts. You're learning about the environment, you're learning about the climate, atmosphere, just simple scientific concepts that are there in nature. So F. Okay, number 3 is Calc 1. Okay, so remember in your first semester, you're gonna be taking Calc 1. Calc 1 is basically a repeat of high school math. So if you caught up during the summertime, you'll be pretty good at it. However, I would rank this as a C rank course because you're gonna have to practice. You're gonna have to keep up with the material. There's quite a lot of material, and I would rank it as a C. Okay, next is linear algebra for engineers. And remember, this is your gatekeeper course for first year. It's challenging. I would say it's in between an A and an S, but more on the A side. And the reason why is because there's a lot of content and it's very difficult at times. I know during the final exams, I couldn't find one person that actually slept for that final exam. It was very, very, very difficult. Maybe I was in first year, maybe that's why it was a little bit more challenging. However, I would say that yes, every single student that I've ever encountered found this specific course very challenging. So I would say it is an A. However, it could be between an A and an S. The next course is radiation and nuclear technologies. Very simple course. It's kind of like radiation protection course in second year. However, it is the foundation for that course. You're learning about different types of radiation sources, beta, gamma, alpha, how they interact with one another and in an environment. You're learning about, Curie's, Becquerel's, kind of how to calculate a radiation dose. You're learning about just very, very simple concepts in the high level. This course I would rank as a C. Okay, next is Physics 1. Physics 1, very easy. It's almost a repeat of high school physics. So you're learning about projectile motions. You're learning about a little bit about, I think, electric circuits. So basically repeat of high school. I would rank Physics 1 as a D. All right, so now we're in second semester, which starts off with chemistry for engineers. Chemistry for engineers, you're not going to be dealing with organic chemistry. So lucky for you, not much memorizing going on. However, there is a lot of inorganic chemistry. Remember, chemistry for engineers is a very easy course. However, the course material is insane. Okay, there's a lot of course material. So overall, I would say that this course is quite challenging because of the amount of material that you're gonna have to know. Overall, I would say it is a C. Okay, next is engineering design. Engineering design, if you're lucky enough to take some sort of a design course in high school, you're gonna find this course really easy. But remember, engineering design, I found it really challenging because I didn't take a design course in high school. However, you're gonna be hand drawing different designs of different objects. You're gonna be using NX or SolidWorks, some sort of a software which helps you model as well. Okay, so it is pretty intense. However, for myself, I would rank it as a B. A lot of engineers enjoy that, some not so much, so B. Okay, next is intro to programming for engineers. Really simple. You're gonna be doing C++, almost like Hello World, but just a little bit more complex. Super simple. I did programming in my high school, so I had the chance to work with Java ahead of time. However, introduction to programming is super easy. It's just super elementary. You don't need a background in programming before jumping into it. So if you did have that high school programming background, I would say that you're gonna love it. Okay, next is Calc 2. Calc 2 is difficult. It is challenging. There's a lot of content and it is a very difficult course that's building on Calc 1. Okay, there's also an opportunity if you really like calculations, if you really like math, to take Calc 3, which is called Advanced Mathematics. Okay, so this is if you really heavy math person. I would say for Calc 2, I would rank this as an A. I know a lot of engineers in the first and second years fail that course, okay, because it is challenging. Okay, next is Physics 2. Okay, Physics 2, like I said, you're building upon Physics 1. However, you're hitting different areas that you didn't cover in Physics 1, such as electric circuits, magnetism, and resonance, and many of these other concepts. I really enjoyed it. A lot of folks find it challenging. However, I would rank it as a B. And lastly is impact of science and technology. It is similar to technical communications, however, a little bit more writing and a little bit more different course content. So I would rank this course as an F. If you like to write a lot, you're gonna love this course. It's gonna be really easy for you. Content is super easy. However, the amount of assignments and work, it does add up. I was lucky enough to take it in summer school. So there you have it. I know this is a bit of a long video, but overview of all of the courses that you're gonna experience in the nuclear engineering undergrad program. I love this program. It's helped me be successful in my career, and I think you'll love it. Hope you get the chance to check out some of my other videos where I talk about nuclear engineering undergrad, if it's worth it, and also maybe internships and co-ops and experiences that you may want to build up during that time. So hope you enjoyed this video. Till then, take care. Bye.